the H.A.T.A.E podcast.
And we're live. Welcome back to the H.A.T.A.E podcast with me, Benjamin Madel. Today, we're joined by HA.E.Con event director Jane Galpin, who's going to talk about the HA.E.Con event, which is happening in Manchester on June the 22nd through to the 24th in the UK. How are you, Jane?
All good. Very excited to be speaking to you across the pond.
Oh, thank you very much. Nice to meet you as well. Well, we've spoken briefly before. Now we're going to have a bit more of an in-depth conversation, whatnot about what's going on with this exciting new event to the hairdressing calendar in the UK, HA.E.Con. So let's dive right in. Where did the idea for HA.E.Con come from?
Well, it sort of evolved from few things. It's a long answer, so bear with me.
Carry on.
So basically, I work really closely with Michael Diner, the founder of the Assembly, who's behind HA.E.Con. And we were chatting about, events and ideas. And I was saying, the hair industry is really looking for a cool new platform, something really cool, really exciting, and when Michael explained to me, here's the whole concept, I was like, oh, we have got to take this to the hair industry. So it's sort of, it started from there. But that is really a really exciting concept where, we bring sort of, 10 sort of key partners together with brands and 20 other partners. We all work together. It's like a whole, it's almost like creating like an inner circle for the industry, and it's there's so much to say. It's like I'm trying not to give it a really long answer here.
Carry on. Yeah. We like long answers on it. We like long answers.
Great. Well, I'll probably go back a bit further in a way. So my heritage, I'm sure you'll remember a few shows that I've worked on. So my background, fashion, I was a fashion designer, trained and worked on the clothes show TV with. We launched Clothes Show, which actually went global. We really did have a really big viewership with the Clothes Show, which was a magazine style program. We did stories from, we used to cover the British Hair Awards to Trevor Sorbie when he's in Hong Kong doing a hair event of some sorts, to barbering events, to fashion weeks, whether they were in Ghana, New York, Milan, Paris, couture fashion week. We would tell stories, from anorexia to, alopecia. It was a industry, we covered the industry, if you like, for consumers, and put hairdressers on the map, such as Trevor, Nikki, Charles Worthington, and so on. And so we then went on to do a program called Style Challenge, which was, I don't know do you remember it, Ben? Do you remember
I remember the Clothes Show more than I do the Style, because that used to be Sunday mid-afternoon, didn't it? BBC One.
Yeah, it's like tea time.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. We'd have that on in the house, and then Style Challenge I don't remember being on, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was actually a daytime show, and it was a makeover show. So we sort of launched the makeover with Clothes Show TV. And we then launched a Style Challenge, which was ultimately a makeover show. So we would have hairdresser against hairdresser, with a wonderful consumer, whoever it was, whether it was a cook at the local school or, wherever she or he or they were from. And we would transform them against a very sort of tight timeline, against the clock in the studio at BBC Pebble Mill. And we used to like film 4 shows in a day. I was chatting with Nikki Clark the other day, and we were reminiscing about how many shows like we would pull off, in a day, but we would pre-record them as live. And it became a really cult show. So it became super popular, really made the skill set of the hairdresser truly recognized and known, which was fantastic. And many, I mean, we worked with hundreds of hairdressers on the show, it went on for a few years. And it really did make them famous. And I think the lovely thing is it really exposed all of those opportunities within the, hair industry as well, and all the capabilities that were supremo. So that being my background, hence I know loads of hairdressers, hence, quite a lot of hairdressers are saying to me, why aren't there any more platforms for hairdressers? There's so few platforms,
Yeah.
what are you going to do about it, Jane? I was like, okay, and I'd also worked on shows like 10 Years Younger, How to Look Good Naked. I work on Bake Off and the Great American Baking Show. I work on that with
Yeah.
Prue Leith, inside and outside of Bake Off. So yeah, lots of TV projects. But I think, with having worked on the trade side as well as consumer side, a lot of hairdressers were sort of keen and hungry for something new. And that is what we have launched with Haircon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can sort of echo those sentiments. It's something that I've thought for a long time that we've needed a good freshen up. There's been some other events, Color World being one that I'm very impressed with of how they do things.
Yeah.
But it's still I still thought there was a big gap. I mean, I used to do a lot of platform work with the fellowship, it's Salon International, all the other ones. And it just in the end felt a bit like an advertising event. It
Yeah.
was, there's this company doing this company doing that, and the creativity seemed to be sucked out of it a little bit more. My parents are hairdressers as well, and sort of my dad had always told me about the change that he saw in these events, and sort of how it become more of an advertising event rather than a hairdressing event. Sort of he would go in the 70s and 80s and whatnot and see all this really creative, fun stuff, and it's that sort of had disappeared. So yeah, from what I've understood from HairCon, you're sort of bringing back a lot more of that sort of. It's about the hairdressing rather than the hairspray or the wax or whatnot else.
Yeah, I think everyone needs great products, don't they?
Yeah,
Everyone needs great service or tech or software, whatever it is. So I think what we've created is a really exciting festival vibe experience. So the lineup is everything. We just literally launched the main schedule lineup. And the idea is that everyone can come and really engage, and there's something to go and see, or there's something on next, there's something I want to see. It's really exciting. We've given actually the creatives the big priority, and some freedom to do what they really feel strongly about. And I think that's the thing, we're listening and we're working with the brands in very similar ways, and their ambassadors. We're actually looking to create that really exciting environment where you can really engage with a product, a brand, an ambassador. You feel like you can talk to them, you can almost reach them with everything that we're doing, so that everything just flows, if you like, as a sort of really sparky electricity in excitement, because I mean there's such great technology now, and we have got such great talks. We're just putting together all the social stage lineup, so that's really exciting with all the, we'll have sort of business information and education and so on and so forth. So as well as the really aspirational shows and presentations that will be running on the main sort of multimedia stage.
how many stages have you got there then? So you've got the main multimedia stage, you've got the social stage. Is there more
Yeah.
stages as well, or
Yes, yeah, there's the fellowship stage.
okay,
And also some of the brands are actually creating their own stage and activation. So
okay,
there's going to be a lot going on, it really is. But it's just going to be non-stop. The fellowship have got a phenomenal lineup that they're working on releasing very soon. And the beauty of that is that really is putting and shining a spotlight on all the new talent that's coming through, really, giving them some strong pillars into the industry, making sure new talent are being seen and heard, and people get inspired by them, and that's the other great thing, having the industry there, the brands, the hairdressers, the barbers, the colorists, it's for everybody, the show. We really want to bring the industry together fully again, and just get everyone really excited. Hairdressers are really cool, right? And they love fashion.
yeah,
Elle magazine as sort of announced Manchester as the fashion capital, of the year. I mean, it's all happening in Manchester, which is in the centre of the UK, nice and central,
yeah,
so everybody can get there. And that's really what we're looking to do.
yeah. No, that's brilliant. It's a very what should we say, young and sort of happening city, isn't it? They've done a great job of turning Manchester around and creating this hub. because before it was everything was, I mean, it suited me, it was London centric, so it was like I could get there half an hour. Lovely. This is fantastic. But I obviously wouldn't feel the same if I lived in, say, Newcastle or even Manchester, so they have created this thing, and it's very young, fun. There's a lot of energy going on up there, especially with
Yeah,
the media city and whatnot. Since they built that, it
yeah,
certainly transformed the city from the times I was going there when I was younger to sort of the
yeah.
going there
It's
a few
it's a
years ago.
it's so lively, the city, and it's so creative. The whole sort of the areas are just phenomenal now. And we're actually really close to Media City. We're sort of between Media City and Old Trafford, so Manchester's football true home. So yeah,
Yeah.
so we're in a great spot, and it's really easy to get to by tram, or there's buses, or you can get a cab. It's just a really great position for everybody.
No, absolutely, and it's good for people who are perhaps travelling from places. There is a lot to see and do there, as well with sort of there's lots of music, there's lots of art, there's lots of just it's generally just a good place to be, as well. Which is quite nice. It's not an event that's stuck out in the middle of an industrial estate as such.
No, that's it. And
Is you can get everywhere. Yeah.
I think so, and a lot of people are coming for the weekend. We've had a lot of tickets go for the sort of 3 day, experience. So it is like a festival. I think once you come, you're not going to want to leave. With the tickets, you can come in the night. You can get the evening before and the next day, or you can just come for the day, or you can come for the 3 days. We tried to make it really flexible to suit all people, and what they'll find as they look at the ticket options and stuff, and look at the lineup now that's starting to be released, is that actually it's festival time. It's like let's go there. We're going to hang out, and we're going to absorb, engage, have fun, get inspired. Hairdressers just love creativity, don't they? I mean, I've always been a fan of the hairdressing breed. It's a type of person that just really will live it to the full, and like a sponge, really absorb, all of the excitement and information and ideas, and just get really revved up. And that's what we're looking to do. And most importantly is to really excite the new wave, the next generation coming into the industry, to really explore what's on offer. It's crazy. So music venue we chose at the O2. So it's the O2 Victoria warehouse building, which is right next to Old Trafford, but it's an old cotton mill. It's an old, sorry, cotton store, I should say, and tobacco store. That's what it was originally. So it's this Victorian, amazing, beautiful, industrial building. So it's just a really cool vibe. And of course, so much great music has come out of that building. It's like a legendary experience, even walking in the door. The atmosphere is amazing. So yeah, we thought that was the right type of environment than a big conference center somewhere. It was
Absolutely.
actually
Something with a little
making,
bit more personality and a little bit more, not just sort of a box with, some carpet on the floor, and then that's that for the day, and tomorrow it'll be something else. As it is,
yeah.
it's a fantastic place you're doing. You touched on the tickets there. Now, do those tickets, obviously, you've got day tickets for each day, and you've got a weekend ticket still available?
Yeah, yeah. People just sort of really kind of choose what they want and when they want to go. So it's really worth having a sort of cruise through the ticket offer, which is on haircon.co.uk, which is the sort of where the easiest place to see the tickets. We obviously we do all the lineup and news through our social channels, but the that's probably the best place to go, and we announce everything all over the platforms and everything new and exciting that we're doing.
Oh, fantastic. And also, I know you've got Noise up there, which Richard from Seiko puts on for the first time. He's gone out of London, I believe, in the UK. Are all those external events included in the ticket as well, or are they additional tickets that go on
Yeah,
top?
with noise, absolutely. That's totally included in it. It's the first time Richard's actually, done a takeover at an event,
Okay.
which is super exciting. As you know, he's often traveling the world and going to these really cool places. And and that's because Richard really loves Manchester, and he loves the building that we're going to. He loves what we're doing. It's this sort of whole new exciting concept. So he's super excited. And yeah, and we've recently announced that he's bringing expression. So we have
Yeah.
Jorge coming over, which is just brilliant. So we're thrilled about that. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's on the
going to
Sunday.
see, yeah, going to see them boys. It's like they're good. You know, it's we've done a few bits in the past and sort of been up close with them, and it's something. They're there's a lot of people who claim to be visionaries in hair, but they definitely are. You know, they're the real deal. What those people can do with hair. I mean, I've been to the noise events before as well, and everyone they get on there is doing something cool and fun and very interesting, new. But especially with expressions like what they do is like they are pushing constantly pushing barriers. You know, it's more of a sort of an art research department, really, rather than a sort of hairdresser. It's fantastic. So that's certainly not to be missed. Yeah, over the
I,
weekend,
I
I would say.
I love the freedom, I love the freedom that Richard gives the creators, the artists. It's like complete free reign.
Yeah,
Do what you want. Any products are all covered up. It's just great, isn't it? It's
yeah,
like
it's
it just
brilliant.
it just reminds me when I was at art school, and it was that sort of really raw sort of, let's experiment, let's
Yeah.
shock everyone, and it's just, yeah, true creativity is at the heart of, I think, all hairdressers in a way. But we're absolutely thrilled to have this really exciting activation. Our takeover, obviously, as Richard does all his great work with Seiko, and it is just awesome what he does, and the fact he puts all this passion, time, and effort into noise, and making that happen is just brilliant for the industry.
Oh, certainly. It's great that it's tagged on with much more of a larger event now as well, such as AirCon. It's just going to open that up to a lot more because it was very underground. You know, for a while you had to
Yeah.
be, what should we say? You had to be sort of into the hairdressing loop, so to speak, to know about it. Essentially, it was a bit of a not a secret, but a sort of a certainly not need to know, but very kept on the down low. But it's great because that can now, you know, you're obviously going to have lots of different age groups of people going and younger people, older people, and it's just enable that exposure, especially to the younger hairdressers, that they can see you can know what you can do all this sort of fun, weird, creative stuff with hairdressing, you know. And it's, as you said earlier on as well, it's something that we need to do. We need to show the youngsters there is this sort of pattern, there is this place you can go, and you can create these wonderful things. It's not just a little narrow stream; it's a very wide funnel hairdressing, you know. And we can encourage people, and they can see more of that type of thing of what's going on, especially at one event. They can just go around, they can see a bit of everything. And think, oh, you know, there is a lot going on, you know, because it was something that sort of that I was lucky enough to get exposed to, you know, when I was a younger hairdresser, sort of, and it enabled me to push my career where I pushed my career to. And it's something like I say, we just do not do enough of, you know, with
So yeah, so we're addressing that, and actually bringing everything together, so it is that sort of festival vibe of don't know which way to turn, don't know which stage to go to,
yeah, yeah,
um but and it's quite lovely, even with the fellowship stage, when they finish on there, a lot of them are going to hang out in the fellowship lounge, and where you can actually talk to the guys, the whole thing will feel immersive and really, you'll feel engaged, and that's really important to us, starting with that real heart of the amazing talent. And it's blown us away, Ben. The response we've had is it's been, we've been humbled by the response that everyone's had with what we're doing, and it's just fantastic that everyone's getting behind it and supporting it. So yeah, no, it's going to be great.
yeah. No, absolutely. As you said, we were in dire need of something new, you know, something new, something fun. Especially now we're sort of finally out of the pandemic era a little bit, you know. It's time for a fresh start, really. You know, it's good. So ticket prices, how much are tickets going for?
Yeah, they sort of start from like £35, for a day ticket, just a normal ticket, and then the VIP tickets start from around £65, and that you get parking and lunch, and you get some bubbles, and so we've really thought about actually a really comfortable experience for people, and keep it realistic, for people to um pay, if you like, to come and just join in the fun.
No, absolutely. I mean, £35 for a day to see what you're going to be able to see there is it's a bargain, really. Now,
Yeah.
with that said, who do we get to see there at HairCon?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's going to be amazing lineup. I mean, we've got so much going on. You know, we've got James Earnshaw is doing a show with us. He's actually doing a style challenge with us on the
Okay.
Saturday, and his show is going to be on the Sunday evening, for example. You know, we've got phenomenal talent. We've got Josh LaMonica, we've got great barbers lineup, got Alan Beak, we've got Dean Gleason, Cal Newsom. We've got gosh, there's so many now. I'll be like, oh, I can't think of all the names. We've got Brooke Evans, we've got Grace Dalglish doing a really great activation with you. We've got Stacey Wright. So we've got some really great, quite a few of the guys that have come through the Fame team experience.
Yeah.
Now what's quite exciting is the next stage for them and seeing their careers really blossom and all the opportunities that they've been able to grab, coming through that experience. We've got Sally and Jamie Brooks doing a style challenge with us. I need to tell you more about the style challenge. Rob Eaton, we've got Ashley Hodges. The President's Night, by the way, is on the Monday night, and that one is a separate ticket, but that is where the fellowship are taking over the venue completely on Monday night. So as we conclude, they take over for the President's Night, and that'll be the first time it's happened outside of the outside of London, which is just brilliant and giving a whole new take on that. So lots of exciting icons there. It's going to be a real wowzer,
Yeah, I've seen the lineup for
gathering.
that, and it is sort of the alumni turning back up again, aren't they? It's yeah, it's a great thing. So that's just another add-on that you could, if you were going for a bit of a longer weekend or whatnot, you can add that on the Monday evening and
Yeah,
go and see that. Oh,
yeah.
it's fantastic. It's a huge lineup. You say you
And
touched on it there with the barbers. Is there the separation of there's like a separate barber stage, or is it all going to be on one? Everything's all
no,
together.
everything's together. There's going to be barber content, color content, texture content. It's just there's just going to be something for everybody, all the time. And the really cool thing, with Josh, for example, he's doing a celebrity guest special on the Saturday night. We got Jack and the Wolf on Saturday night. They're doing a style challenge with the Goldworthies with Sophie Rose and Josh. So there's just honestly, it's just crazy. So much is going on. Simon Shaw's going to be doing his thing, on stage, and we've got just trying to think, we've got oh yeah, that's right, and Beverly Cavella and Beverly C, I should say, and Errol Douglas are MBEs doing a head-to-head on style challenge.
Okay.
So that's going to be really cool.
That's brilliant. It's nice that it's all together because sometimes you get these separate things. You've got the barber stages at that end, the hairdressing stage at that end, the color stage over there. It's wonderful that it's all together because it does enable people to be exposed to everything. People
Yeah,
can say, "Well,
and
I'm not a barber. I can't. I won't bother." But now it's or I'm not a hairdresser. I'm not going to look at that. It's like, but you keep it all together, which it does. We need, like you said earlier, that unity in the industry, sort of bringing it all back together again, a
yeah,
little
and I
bit
think
more.
it's all of interest, and it's networking, and it's actually, the bars there are phenomenal. They're like building wide. So there's these fantastic zones and areas for socializing, getting together. Some guys are holding little, VIP gatherings, and it's just gonna be great. And I think the thing is, where yeah, we're gonna have really phenomenal barber content, like majorly good. And what we'll have is other things that are going to equally interest a barber, and vice versa, whether it's a colorist, it's a hairdresser, you know, it's someone looking to get into session work, or whether, you know, or they haven't really explored the idea of session work, there's just going to be, something for everybody, I think. And that we hope will really spark and enthuse and get people really excited. Everybody's talking about Hair.Con. I mean, that's thrilling, actually. I spoke to Desmond Murray the other day, and he went, "Oh my God, everybody is talking about this," and so many hairdressers are saying that. So the word's out, the jungle drums are beating, and we're really starting to see that engagement now, which is great.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I've seen it plenty before we got in touch and whatnot. It was starting. You could sort of feel it sort of bubbling under the surface. So you're seeing like little snippets here and there, and then all of a sudden it's everywhere. Social media and whatnot. Everyone's talking about. Everyone who's working on it's now announcing they're working on it. It's fantastic. And you said there about the style challenge. So you're bringing that back for the weekend, are you there?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're open day and night, by the way. So 10 a.m. till 11, ish at night. So we've got a phenomenal load of content lined up for people. So what on the main multimedia stage where we have presentations or shows and a lot of the sort of more inspirational content. So between that, we've got Sassoon coming, Sassoon Academy, Mark Hayes coming to really celebrate the 70th anniversary they're in. But what's really exciting is they're actually looking to the next 70 years as well. So it's just going to be, wow, that heritage, and that's where it's going, so really exciting. And so between those shows, we've modernized Style Challenge. It was a show in the 90s, but we've modernized it, and we're making it trade centric. And where before there would be the story of the, whether it was the cook from Newcastle, wherever it was, or and having their backstory told, we're actually going to be doing the backstory about the hairdresser. So it's more hairdresser focused. So the hairdressers, the two titans, will be side by side in a sort of win-win challenge against the clock, and it's going to be much more about amazing, incredible transformation. So technique, skill set, a lot of fun. The audience can get involved, they can engage. It's going to be quite exciting, and then we'll do the reveals, and it'll create a lot of energy and a lot of fun. And I think editorially it's going to be jam-packed with phenomenal tips, advice, guidance, and ideas for people. So that will be something else, this whole different experience. And hairdressers absolutely loved doing Style Challenge, so I know they're going to absolutely love this one.
No,
But
absolutely.
yeah, so yeah, we've got we've got legends doing it, like I was saying, with Beverly C and with Errol. But we also have Concept Hair, and they're winners, winners from previous years as well. So it's kind of, again, the next generation getting opportunity. We've got the achievers coming on to do Style Challenge with the fellowship. So all those guys that really achieve great things, they're getting that stage space as well. So, and we, obviously we have great people. We've got Alan Beak with Stacey Wright doing a challenge, with each other. So it's just going to be, very fully inclusive, for everybody, So yeah, it's going to be great. Really can't wait to get my teeth into that.
No, it sounds brilliant. It's especially bringing it to that the live environment, as well. You can stand there and watch it. How long have they got to do the style challenge at the moment?
Well, the shows are like half an hour long,
Okay,
so in the chair they'll probably get like 20 minutes ish, a
okay, yeah,
little
yeah.
bit longer, which is longer than the TV show was, because
Uh,
we would really sort of give time to the makeup. And obviously the makeup we will be doing all of that stuff, but it's they're going to be more in demand to sort of explain what they're doing at the same time. So they've got to be able to work and talk and perform, on
yeah.
stage, whoever they are and however experienced they are. It's going to be, fun, demanding fun.
No, absolutely. They're certainly working under pressure there, then that's for sure. But yeah, but then again, that's brilliant though for seeing people. When you're working in the salon, you're working on a show or a shoot. Sometimes you haven't got that time. You can pick up some wonderful little tricks about how to make something look really good, but in not a great deal of time. So
Yeah,
that would be brilliant for people. So yeah.
yeah.
So what would you say then, as we're sort of coming towards the end here? What would you say is the main difference between HairCon and other hair industry events?
Um, I would say that the difference is that you, for us it's always been about, it's not about the volume of people that come to these things. It's about people coming and immersing, enjoying staying and going. So I think, for us, it's about what they'll get from the experience, and this is the same whether it's a visitor or it's a brand or, whatever else. It's actually about bonding people, networking beyond, and it's about being in an environment you want to stay in, and a lineup you don't want to miss. That is really going to be a phenomenal USP. It's going to feel like a TV studio, not sort of, separate conference rooms, or you're not feeling left out because there's all these, things going on that you can't access, or, it's actually about, true immersement and feeling very welcome, most importantly as well, and relaxing, and actually just totally, getting into it. So the whole experience can be different. We're in a music venue. It's open from 10 till 11 at night. It's just relaxed and fun. And it's oozing in character and atmosphere. The talent is mind-blowing. We've got some great, entertainment lined up as well. So, and we'll end with dancing and DJs or whatever hairdressers love doing, so that so I just think you can't really compare
No,
in what that experience is going to be like.
no, absolutely. It does sound something like I said, when I first heard about it, I was sort of speaking to people, yourself and the other people involved behind the scenes, and it did seem like it was something really different, really fresh, and so something that is desperately needed, I feel. So that would be great. So just confirm, wrapping that up, it is 22nd of June to the 24th of June this year in Manchester. Tickets are still available. We've actually got a ticket code for people listening to the podcast and who are part of the Facebook group. If you type in H.A.T.A.E 10 at the checkout, you get 10% off the tickets. So that can count on your weekend ticket or your day ticket. But yeah, it definitely seems like something that's really needed in the industry, something people need to get behind to make sure that we continue to get things that we need in the industry going forward. Thank you very much, Jane. It's been very good of you to come on. I hope it all goes well. Enjoy the event. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you. And I'm sure I'll see some of you there, but thank you for your support. We're super excited, and really looking forward to tuning in.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.